This is Josh Eisenberg, it's Chair Shot Reality, and this is now time for NXT in 90. In case you missed NXT this past weekend, DIY, the new NXT Tag Team Champions, kicked off the show, but they were interrupted pretty quickly by the Authors of Pain and the Revival. The Authors of Pain pushing down the Revival, saying they want to be Tag Team Champions, and they will get an opportunity at NXT Takeover in San Antonio in just over a month. But we are not sure who they're going to face. The Revival and DIY still have one more match to clean it up, and who will be the champions. You got to think DIY, the Revival, the Authors of Pain, finally depth in the tag team division in NXT. Speaking of tag teams, how about Sanity? Eric Young, Alexander Wolf picking up a victory over No Way Jose. Yeah, that's my dance. LeBar, I do so much better than you. No Way Jose. Anyway, Sanity picks up the victory. Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, a great combination of speed, athleticism from Young, and the strength from Wolf. They pick up the win, but it was all about the NXT Championship match that was recorded earlier in the week, results earlier in the week, as Shinsuke Nakamura went to Osaka, the Shaka in Osaka, as Nakamura reclaims and becomes the two-time NXT champion. It was a memorable moment. It was fantastic. I just hate that they wasted it and they spoiled it. It didn't really lose its luster, but you wanted to see Nakamura and Joe one last time at an NXT TakeOver event. We saw them at the Shaka in Osaka.
Chair Shot Reality continue on your number one procrastination tool on the internet behind internet porn. At Juicy Steen, at Justin LeVar. Going to do a little mailbag after Eisenberg already hit us hard with his 90 seconds of NXT. Let's do a little mailbag where we open up, let you, the people, speak your mind. Starting off at Matt Presto on Twitter. He says, why haven't Breeze and Fandango visited the Point Park set to give Juice a new fashion violation ticket?
That's a good question. I'm sure I would break all the laws in fashion.
Have you named your jacket, by the way?
I should name it?
Yes, you should.
What should I name it?
It looks like a tired old animal.
That's... We can go from there.
We can go from there. Name.
It's certainly nothing that David Allen will produce.
Like Margaret or something?
Something old-fashioned,
That's
something old-timey.
Phyllis.
Phyllis. It has to be a woman?
Yes. Yes.
I guess. I really
right now, some woman just think I took some jab, and I was just saying yes. I mean, it could be a guy, but some feminists out there is probably really mad. Yeah, so Breeze and Fandango. Do you like this pairing, by the way? We never talk about them.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Gives them something to do.
It's something.
Better than them being singles jobbers.
Same with Slater and Rhino. It's something for these guys to do. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting. What else are they going to do?
Right. At JBunts24, he says, how good has The Miz been since WrestleMania?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He is, if anything, other than AJ Styles, he has run the SmackDown brand.
I was going to say.
On and off air, like Talking Smack is what got, like that promo he cut on Daniel Bryan is what got Talking Smack to the level it's at right now.
Yeah, you know, we're coming up here in the end of 2016. It might be an interesting conversation to have, and I think you can nominate The Miz, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles.
And AJ's only been there since the beginning of the year.
You know, I'm trying to nominate who's had the best 2016.
Jericho's had a good year as well.
Jericho.
Out of nowhere.
You know, but yeah, The Miz certainly is in that nomination. I mean, I think The Miz is the Tom Brady of WWE, and maybe even larger scale pro wrestling. A guy that was never, ever supposed to get to the level that he is.
And he consistently does it.
And he consistently does it. And is a guy that's already been involved in a WrestleMania main event that involved John Cena and The Rock. And even now, he's doing maybe his best work ever, and that says a lot. Which again, you know, makes you wonder what is ahead for The Miz. And I know you've alerted. We know Daniel Bryan legitimately has health issues, but damn it, why does this? Why will they will not be put any separation?
It's
to this.
Every week, it's every match, it's every interview. Every time they interact, they're screaming at each other. I don't see why it couldn't happen. I think you mentioned it on Twitter. What if there's a spot where Daniel Bryan goes, "Well, I'm the GM here. I'm gonna just take things into my own hands, and regardless of what happens."
But real life, it's still a huge risk for WWE to do that.
It is, but
granted, The Miz is safe.
He is safe. So I'm saying,
if you're gonna put Bryan in there with
one
anybody,
guy's gonna be in there with him. I think Miz is okay.
You know, but then you know, I mean, Brie Bella's pregnant, but how great would it be if you took the Brie Miz factors but you know, Brie's will probably still be pregnant. I think that by that point, so that's,
I don't know.
Takes that off the table.
You've got well, I don't think it takes off the table. I think there's a lot of elements of this story that it's dated back since the early NXT.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
A lot of
they have a storied history.
It's a great WrestleMania story right there.
It really is.
If the doctors can give him one more match.
All right, and finally, at Pro Wrestling Talk, if you had to book WrestleMania today, who would you have Dean Ambrose fight against? This is interesting because this is the time where we start to process of elimination, who goes where.
And for WrestleMania this year, it's interesting because there's 2 different brands. So are there going to be SmackDown exclusive matches and Raw exclusive matches? And
I'm sure.
how many will be?
I'm sure there will be a crossover.
How many interpromotional matches will there be?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be.
So, okay, well then.
So Dean Ambrose.
Does Dean Ambrose go for a title on SmackDown, or does he have a bigger match on?
I can't see him fighting for a title.
Because the title.
I can't see.
He shouldn't be downgraded, I think, to the Intercontinental at all. And he's already had his big feud with AJ thus far.
If Seth Rollins did not have Triple H business to handle, I would say you can get something with the Shield, whether it's the Shield against each other or the Shield together. But I think the Seth Rollins Triple H has to happen then, so that then puts you.
Maybe if Roman doesn't have anything going on, you have a Roman versus Dean interpromotional Shield brothers, something.
Potentially, I mean,
yeah. I really don't have any other.
It's hard to figure where he fits.
Yeah.
I know you don't want it to happen, but maybe he is part of the the hodgepodge of a. They seem to take the Intercontinental title and hodgepodge it into a ladder match now.
Well, I mean that's always
and he can fit that spot. Even if it doesn't win it,
he did in 31 where he got power bombed to that ladder.
That's what I mean.
There's a lot of spots there.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here on this segment. We got one more to go. We're going to talk about the New Day. We love to hear from you on social media. The New Day coming up on Demolition's record this week. They got a big match on Raw. Will they and should they break the tag team title record? Make sure you check it out.